What's up, yo? Cattle Prod, back again. And I forgot the CD case over there. And I'm back again. Enthroned. Album Sovereigns. This is track 4. Lamp of Invisible Lights, I believe. Yeah, it's the catchy song. Ah. Yeah. I swear the older I get, the more I start listening to black metal more. And thrash metal. Never a thrash metal guy, but listening to Justin talk about stuff and YouTube algorithms. Find myself listening to thrash more. Like 80s thrash. Weird, I didn't listen to it back then. Damn sure didn't listen to it in the 90s. I was a brutal death metal guy. Get older, I like my black metal more than old thrash. Oh, and old school death metal. An old Swedish sound. I know everybody's a big fan of that one. At some point in their life in the death metal adventure, you find yourself listening to that old school early 90s Swedish death metal. For instance, Crematory, Wrath of the Unknown, 91 demo. Dude, that's hot. I think Crematory didn't really do a whole lot aside from those demos, if I'm not mistaken. I have pulled up here, or maybe not. But yeah, they're split up, unfortunately. 1989 and 1993. That's a few years. Well, at least the guys in that band did stuff. Yeah, Johan Hansen went to Regurgitate along with the Nordrup guy. 3 of them went to Regurgitate. One of them went to Necrophobic. 2 of them went to General Surgery. And 1 of them went to Nasum. I always thought Nasum was an American band. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe he moved to America. I don't know. But damn. Look up Crematory on Metal Archives. Swedish death metal. These guys are pretty influential. I mean, this one band they did together didn't do too well until years later. We got Wrath of the Unknown. Oh, and Netherworlds of the Mind. Yeah. Was it, 92, 93, something like that? Crematory, man. That's a good one. I feel like that old school Swedish death metal. Anyways, I got some Chaos Space Marines back. Finally dusted off. Yeah, that's the new kit that they made. If you're to buy Chaos Space Marines right now, I think this is the kit you get. Yeah, doing one of those guys took some time, especially with the yellow and picking out all that iron detail. You got like skulls and shit down there, so there's that contrast with that green. Boom. So good. A complementary red there. That dude's face. We can get in here. So yeah, that's the new kit. Along with this guy, he would be available out of the newer kit. I don't hate them. There's nothing wrong with them. In fact, they look pretty cool. But I just miss the old school way of like kit bashing, if you were so inclined. These monopos do not allow for a lot of kit bashing unless you're just really good at green stuff and cutting. And while I'm not a noob, there's some people out there that are way better at modeling and kit bashing than I am. I got a buddy back in the... He plays 40K, and some of his kit bashes were like the best kit bashes I've ever seen. Yeah. I always complimented on his painting skills weren't top notch, but man. Okay, so now what this is I took the Horus Heresy Mark IV armor. It's the Horus Heresy Mark IV Space Marines, and I took the original Chaos Space Marines kit when you could get those, and that's at the time when I started building those, that's what you could get. But those Horus Heresy Mark IVs and Mark IIIs were pretty new. Like, really new. So I just grabbed a box of Chaos Space Marines and a box of these dudes, and I literally went bit for bit, sprue for sprue. I start with one kit, and I took a piece, then I went to the other kit and took a piece until I had built the guy. And then I just kept alternating back and forth. I started with Chaos Space Marines, did like the body and the torso, or whatever, and then I'd grab a bit from another one, then back and forth. So I wanted these guys to not be the original heretics of the Horus Heresy. These were later converts to Chaos, and they were Imperial Fists. I wanted fallen Imperial Fists. So kind of in my head, how it happened is they're on their battle barge, strike cruisers and all that, going through the galaxy, being a shipborne warfare, and something happens. Their astropaths have like aneurysms or strokes or something. The Geller field flickers just for an instant, letting in some chaos energies. Look, I did his eyes green too. That's what's up. Letting in a few chaos energies, and slowly it warps the crew. Now, I always thought of them as chaos undivided. I didn't think of these guys as following any chaos god. I wanted them to be undivided. And, yeah. So they're now just warped in their sense of for the Emperor. They're just warped in their sense of what they're doing. So in their minds, they're still the good guys fighting for the Emperor. But they're so warped because of chaos that what the Emperor is, in quotation marks, changes on a daily basis, whim by whim, squad by squad, member by member. So they run around screaming for the Emperor, thinking they're doing the Emperor's works, but really they're just chaos. I've had him go up against Tau. I've had him go up against regular Space Marines, Ultramarines, and Space Wolves. That was probably one of the best games. I was playing them against a Space Wolf player. The Space Wolf player was like a really good player. And I respected him a lot. I still do because of his painting skills. He was kind of one of the guys that helped me get as good as I am. It's because of the Space Wolf player. So me and him went at it. We went to that 5th turn, and that was back in the day when the game could go to 7 turns. You just had to roll off on a 5 to see if you continued. And before we rolled, we were at equal points, and we only had a few models left per player. I had a few left, he had a few left. It was a beatdown. We had managed to have a tie score at the end of 5. And I just reached my hand across the table and was like, tie game? Tie. Let's walk away. And he was like thinking, looking at that board state, looking at me. Finally, he was like, tie game. I was like... So anyways, that was a good game with them versus some Space Wolves. Played against Tau. Had some pretty good games against them. Had some wins, had some losses. Played against Orcs against them. Had some wins, had some losses. Orcs can be mean, man. Orcs can be mean. Played against my wife and her Orcs. Yeah, my wife used to play Orcs back in the day. Damn. 8th edition Orcs were mean. They were so good. I don't play 10th. I don't know anything about it. 9th edition Orcs, kind of like, they disappointed her, so she stopped. She didn't play 9th. She's like, I can't play this crap. Which I tried playing her Orcs. I was like, oh, I'll do it. And after I played a couple games, but I'm like, yeah, Orcs just aren't as fun in 9th as they were in like 8th or even 7th. 7th, they get the crap beat out of them, but they were a lot of fun. Listen to some Enthroned. Hope y'all are having a good week. Well, it's just the start of it, but I hope y'all have a great week. No word back on that body cam footage. We've just had the weekend, so I didn't expect anybody to respond. So hopefully Monday I'll see something and get some information. Again, we're just seeking a request for request that the information exists, an inspection. And we'll go from there. If they do have it, if it's something I can use, then I'll request a copy of it. Bureaucrats. Bureaucrats suck. Bureaucracy sucks. Government sucks. And we're dealing with government that's doing bad things and doesn't want that shit out in the light. And that's what I'm going to try to give you. Try to expose some of that shit into the light. Also show some of my mistakes and successes along the way. I said that a long time ago when I first started this channel. But yeah, check out Crematory, whatever. Swedish death metal from the 90s. Wrath of the Unknown, Netherworlds of the Mind. Hot shit. Check out Enthroned. Enthroned is good. Anybody out there change their mind on Dead by Dog? Anybody find it in their ability to go to that? Be cool if you did. Hang out. Well, anyways, that's what I got for you today. I'm Cattle Prod, your Appalachian Warlord. Remember, it's not voluntary, it's tyranny.